used to be in love with achievements back in the Xbox 360 era. I met a friend back in freshman year of high school in homeroom. Well, actually, I met online on Gears of War before that. And at that time, we had abnormally high gamer scores compared to the rest of our peers. This was back in 2007, so maybe we were at 10,000 or something around that. I don't fully remember. We challenged each other as kind of a joke at first, that whoever got to 100,000 gamer score first wins. This was a joke that we carried all the way through the 360 generation, and we both ended up achieving this goal before the launch of the Xbox One. However, as much as I loved achievements during this time, finally reaching that 100,000 goal was so freeing. It felt like a giant weight was lifted off my shoulders. Not because I didn't enjoy gaming or anything like that, achievements weren't necessarily work for me, but there was this overall feeling that playing any game on Nintendo or PlayStation was a waste of time as they wouldn't help me reach my goal. And that's the first major issue with achievements, that layer where the achievement list actually affects how you view and enjoy a game. When you are deep in the achievement game like that, you can be playing a great game, but if it had a bad achievement list, or hell, even one single bad achievement that felt impossible or unobtainable, then you might view the game as being just a bad game as a whole. I do think this is one of the main reasons why Nintendo is still the only platform without an overall achievement system, even though they do still include some sort of achievements within select games. I believe it was Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter where there was an achievement to get to the top of the online leaderboards. I remember not getting fully invested in that game simply because of that one achievement. The satisfaction of potentially getting all the achievements and completing the game was taken away, and so it felt like my time was better spent elsewhere. I feel like this issue bled into multiplayer games as well. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare was a legendary game back in the day, and I loved getting all the achievements for that game. However, they were all single-player achievements, which on one hand was great. That said, part of me always felt like I was wasting my time with online multiplayer since nothing I was doing was contributing towards the achievement progress. But if a game did have online multiplayer achievements, sometimes they were stupid scenarios, like get 3 kills in 1 life while running over people in a warthog or something like that. These achievements would change your playstyle and only focus on doing that task instead of actually enjoying the game. If the map didn't have a warthog, then it was a waste of time. The match starts, run straight for the warthog. If you don't get the achievement, then you're not having fun. This just really took away from the overall joy of games. But this influence on how you play games also bled into single-player games. I remember playing Dead Space, and instead of focusing on the story or being immersed in the world, I looked at the achievements and saw they were filled with get 100 kills with this weapon and get 100 kills with that weapon. So during that playthrough, I was making sure to focus on different weapons and make sure once I got the achievements to move on to a new weapon. If I wasn't focused on this during my first playthrough, then I was wasting my time as I would either need to play through it a second time or I wouldn't be milking out as many achievements as I could. The milking out achievements was another big issue for me back when I was a self-proclaimed achievement hunter. I loved JRPGs, but not so much during these 8 years of my life. I remember playing Star Ocean and Tales of Vesperia, both games I have great memories of. But these were 40-hour-long games and only netted 100 gamer score each. As much as I enjoyed the games, since they didn't have a big gamer score per hour payout, they ultimately felt like a waste of time back then. In retrospect, it is such a stupid reason to not be living in the moment and fully immersing yourself in a game, but that was the reality of being an achievement hunter. But as I mentioned before, I hit my 100,000 gamer score goal right before the Xbox One came out, and then this begged the question, what was the next goal? 200,000? 1 million? Thankfully, for my own personal sake, the Xbox One was a massive flop and, in my opinion, they completely ruined everything I loved about the gamer score system. The main reason I decided to make this video is a Reddit post I saw today about how someone just hit 2 million gamer score. They admitted that they played hundreds of shovelware games that could net an easy 5,000 gamer score. When Xbox One was announced and they mentioned that all the arcade games were going to have their 250 gamer score cap lifted and could have a full 1,000 gamer score, but also the 1,000 cap was going to be lifted and any game could have as many points as they wanted, with achievements being able to be added via updates, this just felt like the weight and significance of the gamer score was completely watered down. My 100,000 gamer score on Xbox 360 is not the same as 100,000 on Xbox One and beyond. With these shovelware games, it would be much easier to hit another 100,000. So would a 200,000 goal be worth it? Or does the scaling change mean my next goal should be 1 million to make it equivalent? Ultimately, I ended up dropping achievements altogether and it felt like I was free. The Xbox One achievements UI felt worse in my opinion, and that also helped me to abandon my care for them. I was finally able to try out PS3 and PS4. I loved the PS2 back in the day, but achievements robbed me from experiencing many of the PS3 games back in the day. I picked one up at the end of the generation, but still haven't played many of them as they have been stuck in my backlog. However, the PS4 really opened my eyes to how far Sony's first-party IP have come, and that console took over as my main console over the Xbox One. I was 100% free from my gamer score. I think trophies are cool, but they don't hit the same as an overall leaderboard-style gamer score. I feel like I have a much healthier relationship with achievements, though. I don't even look at the list before playing a game, and I only start to look if I'm really enjoying a game. I have less than 10 platinum trophies, and I can immediately think of Horizon Zero Dawn, Spider-Man PS4, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Astro Bot. All these games I enjoyed so much that I wanted more out of them, and at that point the achievement system helped squeeze more hours out of my games. And when it comes to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I actually loved every minute of my 200-hour experience. That said, this still opens the doors to issues. The inner achievement hunter in me wants to now get every achievement in every Final Fantasy VII game, so the OG, Remake, and Crisis Core. However, I know Remake is coming out for the Switch too, and part of me wants to get it and replay it on the Switch 2 because I feel like the Switch 2 may be a personal contender for my favorite system of all time, and FF7 Remake is going to be a great way for me to measure that. It's been 5 years since I played through FF7 Remake on PS4, so the replay is going to be a good experience. I didn't get all the trophies the first time around, I just enjoyed the game and did as much extra content as I wanted. But now because of achievements, how am I going to prioritize the replay? Do I play on PS5 so that I can try collect all the trophies? Or do I play on Switch 2 where I am not as incentivized to do all the extra stuff such as hard mode? The same thing can be said about OG FF7. I could play on the Switch 2 where handheld mode would be a perfect fit for the turn-based combat, but again, I won't be making progress to that complete trophy collection. I do have a PlayStation Portal, so I can still get the handheld experience, but this whole conflict and situation is stupid, and the root cause is achievements. Overall, I still like the inclusion of achievements, and I'm glad I have a healthier relationship with them. For the most part, they are a vehicle for me to get more out of my games I truly love. However, they are still a source of lingering issues that impact how I enjoy my games. Even still, I do wish Nintendo would have a proper achievement system on Switch 2. This would completely satisfy my Final Fantasy VII situation, but I also already do all the achievements in first-party Nintendo games when they are available, such as Pikmin 4. I do wish there was a way to look at all my completed Nintendo games in a similar fashion as achievements. That said, for all the negatives I mentioned about achievements, I feel like those are the main reasons why Nintendo doesn't include them. But never say never, I suppose. They have been very late on adding in game chat, and maybe someday they'll add in achievements. I can see it being a drip feed, much like Nintendo Switch Online game editions and the Nintendo Music app, where they will launch an achievement system and then make monthly announcements that Mario 64 now has achievements supported only on Nintendo Switch Online, and add one new game with achievement support per month. Just another way to give new value to their subscription service, or run an ad campaign for an old Switch game such as Mario Odyssey to try to get another boost in sales. But what are your thoughts on achievements? Do you have any stories, good or bad, that come to mind when you think of achievements? If so, leave a comment down below as I would love to hear about them. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe as that really helps out the channel. Thank you and see you in the next video. Oh, but one last thing I wanted to mention. During my research for this video, I saw that on eBay, you can actually pay people to get achievements for you. Platinum Trophy Service, they call it. And they are actually making sales. Just, what is the point of this anymore? Between this and the shovelware situation, gamerscore and trophies feel so watered down. It's for the best, though. Good and bad memories when it comes to the golden age of achievements, but their overall downfall has ultimately been for the best.